friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I hope you guys are doing well, and from today onwards I am starting a new video series of current affair lectures, and this series will be for prelims 2024 and mains 2023. And through this video series I will try to deliver lectures on specific topics which are in news in last 1 year. So in today's video, the first video of this current affairs series, will be discussing India-Egypt bilateral relations, and this bilateral relations is under GS-2 paper of our UPSC mains syllabus, which forms part of international relations. So why I have chosen this topic, India-Egypt bilateral relations? So there are two main reasons for this. First thing is India and Egypt had established diplomatic relations in 1947. So both countries are celebrating 75 years of diplomatic relations. This is the first thing. Second thing, in last 6 months there have been high level state visits. Like if you remember, in this year's Republic Day 2023, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, the Egyptian president, was the chief guest of our Republic Day 2023. And in last month, in the month of June, our Prime Minister went on a state visit to the Egypt. So I believe this topic becomes important for prelims as well as mains, upcoming mains exam as well. So let us discuss in detail about this India-Egypt bilateral relations. Watch the video till end to understand the whole context. Otherwise, you will not be able to connect the dots. So if you see India and Egypt, they have historically maintained friendly and cooperative relations. And these relations have been rooted in cultural, historical, and economic ties. And as I said, both countries developed or established diplomatic relations in 1947, shortly when India gained independence from British rule. And since then, bilateral relations have steadily grown and diversified across various sectors. Now, what are those various sectors that we'll discuss? So, before starting with the lecture, before starting with the topic, first let us understand the location of Egypt on world map. So here you can see the location of Egypt. To the north we have Mediterranean Sea, and to the right we have Red Sea. And we very well know that this Mediterranean Sea is connected with Red Sea through the Suez Canal. So Egypt is located at a very strategic location where it shares Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea on its maritime boundaries. And if we see the countries surrounding Egypt, so to the west we have Libya, to south we have Sudan, and at the north we have this Gaza Strip, which is controlled by Palestine, and to the right we have Israel. Now remember, Jordan doesn't share political boundary with Egypt because we have this Red Sea and Suez Canal in between the two countries. So this is the location of Egypt, which you should be aware of. Now let us begin. So if you try to understand the historical background of India-Egypt bilateral relations, so these relations have oldest civilizational link, which dates back to 2750 before Christ era BCE. And as I told you that Delhi had established bilateral relationship with Cairo when we got independence, and this partnership blossomed between India's first Prime Minister Nehru and Egypt's second President Nasser when they came close. So the relationship got blossomed, and this India-Egypt friendship was tested during 1956 Suez Canal crisis, when the Egyptian President Nasser nationalized the canal, which led Israel, France, and Britain to attack the Egypt. So our Prime Minister at that time, Nehru, condemned the aggression against Cairo, and he told that diplomatically the solution should be found out to this issue. Now, if you remember, in history we have non-aligned movement. So both these countries, India and Egypt, are the founding members of non-aligned movement, and the two leaders played a pivotal role in founding the NAM. We are aware of this. Now, since 2014, India has sought to engage with West Asian countries or Middle East countries, and there are primarily three reasons why India has sought to increase the engagement with West Asian countries. First reason is Delhi wants to draw huge amounts of capital from Gulf nations. We are aware that these Gulf nations have very high, huge oil reserves as seen in Iran, Saudi Arabia, Qatar. So we want to extract huge amount of capital for our own benefit. Second, to curtail religious extremism by supporting moderate countries in the region while encouraging social reforms. So, for example, you might be knowing that in a few years back in Saudi Arabia, women were not allowed to drive the car. But now Saudi Arabia is reforming. It has undertaken various social reforms, and now women have been given various rights as well. So, our government has tried to encourage the social reforms undertaken by the West Asian countries. And third reason is to participate in the security politics of the area, that particular area. So in order to do this, we have realized that Egypt is a key player, and it is located as a at a crucial geostrategic location. 12% of global trade passes through Suez Canal. Therefore, bilateral relations have once again taken a center stage. And for your information, G20 summit, which is hosted by us this year, so Egypt is invited as a guest country in the G20 summit, which is going to be held in New Delhi later this year. So if you try to see some data related to India-Egypt relationship, so our bilateral relationship is a strategic partnership. We have elevated our relationship to a strategic partnership, and this was done just last year itself. So this strategic partnership will cover political, security, defense, energy, and economic linkages. This is the first point you have to remember. Second point, Egypt is the most populous Arab country, and India's trade with Egypt stood at $6,000 million in 2022-23, and it has declined by 17% over previous year. Nearly a third of it was petroleum related. The trade which happens with Egypt, so one third of trade was related to petroleum. India was Egypt's sixth largest trading partner, while Egypt was India's 30th trading partner. Indian investments in Egypt were spread over 50 projects, and half of the sum is contributed by a single company. And Egypt has invested only $37 million in India. So we can see there is a huge difference between the investment by us and investment by Egypt in our country. There are less than 5,000 Indians in Egypt, and one fifth of them are students who have went there to study. So let us try to understand what are the opportunities in India-Egypt relationship. Now, why this relationship has not performed up to the mark. So this underperformance is not due to lack of bilateral institutional mechanisms. We have our own consulate offices in Egypt. There are mechanisms between the two countries, institutional mechanisms, but those institutions are lacking the efficacy and sense of purpose. So as a result, India-Egypt relations have underperformed over the years, and now our government is trying to rectify the same. So if you try to understand the opportunities, what opportunities India has, so Egypt is the larger. We import refined petroleum and we export wheat. Egypt is the world's largest importer of wheat. Then we export cars, corn, and pharmaceuticals, all of which India has potential to supply. All these things are India has potential to supply to the Egypt. So Egypt's largest imports are refined petroleum, wheat, car, corn, and pharmaceuticals. Infrastructure development agenda. Now you might have heard that Egypt is trying to build a new Cairo city. So for that, large infrastructure projects have been undertaken. So there are 49 mega projects, nuclear power plant, and high-speed rail network, which Egypt is trying to build. So India definitely has an important role to play in these projects. Then Cairo wants India's help to tackle its battered economy because the Egyptian economy is not doing well since last few years because of the coup which happened in 2013, I guess, and as a result, the economy is not performing well or it is performing badly. Then the defense partnership between two countries would help stabilize the region around the Arabian Sea. Why? Because we just now saw in map that the Red Sea will ultimately connect with the Arabian Ocean and to the south to the African countries. So defense partnership is crucial between the two countries. Then green and renewable collaboration will be an important part of future partnership with Egypt because of the importance the two sides give to the clean energy. Then we have joint military exercise. So this is also an opportunity for us with Egypt, then create permanent channels to enhance digital connections between small and medium scale industries. And then industrial partnerships should be there between two countries to forge a stronger base for defense partnership. So these are some of the opportunities India has in that region. Now, what are the challenges? So, the important challenge is that Egyptian economy is in a serious crisis. As I told you, it has huge financial commitments, which has coincided with the static economy, pandemic, and global slowdown with Ukraine conflict. So they are trying to invest or create important projects, but at the same time, those commitments have coincided with these problems which world is facing right now. So as a result, tourism has also dropped and imports such as cereals have become costly. Annual inflation is above 30% and currency has lost more than half its value. Then there are governance issues. As I told you, this president LCC, he was actually, he came to the presidency by doing a coup in that country. So we have governance issues as well, and Egypt's foreign debt is over $163 billion. That is 43% of GDP, and its foreign assets are in minus $24 billion. So these things India has to take care while investing in Egypt's project, because eventually if Egypt government is or the political scenario is not good, then there is no point in investing in Egypt. Now, what's the way ahead? So, India need to carefully balance their exposure to Egypt with opportunities on hand. India may counter eco-political risk to partake Egypt's lucrative opportunities through various innovations such as Exim line of credit, like then barter trading or rupee trading. So, what I am trying to tell you here is that there are opportunities which are available in Egypt, but at the same time there are eco-political risks. Economy is not doing well, and then there are politics and governance issues. So we have to balance both the things before start doing investing in this country of Egypt. So this is how you can prepare for your mains answer writing as well. India Egypt relations. If any question comes in UPSC mains, you will be able to write. So we have to note that the depth of India-Egypt relations can evolve over a period of time, and the relations will be influenced by the geopolitical developments, the regional dynamics in the region, and the economic opportunities. So I hope this is clear to you. You can get this handout, two-page handout on India-Egypt relations on my Telegram channel. The link I will share in description box. And stay tuned and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will bring you current affair videos for UPSC examination. That's it in today's video. Thank you.